You're watching Past the Wire TV.
Ciao tutti, we are here where the turf meets the surf. Breeders' Cup week at beautiful Del Mar. And this is probably going to be, well, let's hope that nothing warrants any further updates. But this is probably going to be the last little update that we do uh, before the big dance. We may do a couple of shorts, but I think we could get a couple of things that I want to say out of the way here. We got the beautiful Pacific Ocean backdrop. It's gorgeous here. It's a little loud because the waves are a little noisy, and they're doing some construction down the road here at this condo I'm at. So I apologize for that. I'll try and talk loud so everybody could hear me. First things first. Nobody likes to leave money on the table. At least nobody I know. 0% takeout. Zero. If you bet, win on the Breeders' Cup at AmWager. A couple of years ago, I made a big bet on Goodnight Olive in the Breeders' Cup at Keeneland. I think she was 2-1. Should have been more, but she was 2-1. I wish I got in the 0% takeout then. That was a really big bet. She won. But you can get it now at AmWager. Why wouldn't you? Great platform, and just I don't know anybody else giving 0% takeout. There's always a lot of whining about takeout, a lot of moaning about takeout. Well, now you can get 0% takeout on the Breeders' Cup at AmWager. Phenomenal opportunity. I don't know why you wouldn't do it. So, no brainer. Now, the big news, which we were all over it. We were there when they kind of announced it, but didn't announce it. When Sovereignty, spiked that fever. I mean, I knew he wasn't going to run. I would have been shocked if he ran. And for me, from a wagering standpoint, I had already about 90% decided that I was going to bet against him. But once that happened, whether they ran him or not, I was surely going to bet against him because I didn't want to bet a horse coming off a fever. Even though I have all the confidence in the world that Bill Mott would never run that horse if he didn't think he was 100%. But a lot of times, horses, people, anything can fool you. When you're coming off a fever, you miss a day or two going to the racetrack. It's like when, you're getting over the flu or getting over, being sick. And you think you feel great and you're better, and then you go out and you do a little something exerting, and you're like, you know what? Maybe I'm not 100% yet. And, you got the factor that if Junior's riding that horse and feels even the slightest glitch, it's going to wrap up on that horse. He's just too valuable and too important to them to fool with, and they should treat every horse that way. But with him, they certainly would have. So I thought once that news hit, he was a bet against, and I was going to bet against him anyway. And I've got my reasons, and they'll be talked about in the seminar. Which, by the way, if you are in on the seminar, it's up, it's posted. We're ready to roll. Barring any late changes that I have to update, I think we're in good shape. So stay tuned for that. You can go check it out anytime you want. It's up. The videos are up. We're ready to roll. A couple of things to watch. There were some people sitting on potentially extremely big days. First, let's talk about the old timers. Johnny V, old timer, sitting on a possible big weekend. A lot of live mounts. Mike Smith, another old timer, sitting on a potential big weekend with plenty of live mounts. And, Mike has, kind of slowed down a little bit last couple of years. Um, but he's still, he's still in the game. He's still Money Mike. He's still, the Hall of Fame rider that he's been. And, it just shows you that if you stay fit, keep in shape, stay focused, and the good Lord is kind to you, uh, you can still do a lot of damage even late in life. Frankie's no kid either, and he's got some live mounts too. So let's watch the old timers in the Breeders' Cup because they've got some live mounts. You may have a couple of jockeys over 50 years old winning races at the Breeders' Cup against some of the youngest, toughest riders in the world. So that should be an interesting thing to watch. Uh, Todd Pletcher sitting on a potential huge day. Uh, William Walden sitting on the possibility of a first Breeders' Cup win. Miguel Clement sitting on a possibility of a first Breeders' Cup win. Riley Mott, Bill Mott's son, sitting on the possibility of a first Breeders' Cup win. Todd Pletcher sitting on a potential huge weekend with his share of live contenders, and Bob Baffert sitting on a possible huge weekend with plenty of live contenders. So you got some, interesting, scenarios playing out. Then you got guys like Librato Barocchio, who's got a hell of a shot in the sprint with a really, really live horse. You don't see him in the Breeders' Cup, too often, but guys got a fantastic personality, really cool dude. Could see him come up with a Breeders' Cup winner. So there's all these little interesting things going on. Uh, Everybody's got an opinion about the big horse being out. I think, well, it doesn't affect me from a wagering standpoint, but I think it's still a phenomenal race. You've still got some excellent 3-year-olds in there, uh, excellent older horses in there. So I think the Classic is still a great, great, great renewal of the race. Is it what it would have been with Sovereignty? No, but it's still, in my opinion, excuse me, a little bit tired, a lot of running around, up late, up early, uh, but it's still one heck of a renewal. So I'm excited to see it. I wish it was the last race on the card. It's not, but what are you going to do? Nobody asked us. So, another thing, and we'll close out with this final thought. You know, journalism received an injection right outside the window and is on the vets list until Friday when he can actually run on Saturday. You know, a lot of people don't understand, and we'll probably do a whole show on this about why horses get injected, what they get injected with, what are the ramifications, and what it really means with their running. But a lot of people don't even realize that journalism is on the vets list because of that injection until Friday. And if he was still 2 and the race was on Friday, he couldn't run. But he's 3 and the race is Saturday, so he can. So it's that minute and that technical and intricate, and most people don't even know it. But a lot of horses that make a lot of sense. A couple of favorites that look vulnerable. A couple of prices that look really, really live. So it's going to be an exciting Breeders' Cup with a lot of wagering opportunities. There's a column on AmWager about money management. It would pay to read it. And I'm not saying that because I wrote it, but, managing your money over these, smorgasbord of wages is so crucial, because if you spread your money out all over the place, like the sand on the beach down there, you're killing yourself before you get started. Makes no sense whatsoever. Uh, Money management is as important as ticket structure, which is as important as handicapping, which is as important as discipline. So you got 4 count them, 4 elements that are going to help you succeed this weekend and hopefully make a score. So hopefully we could all do some damage. And where else would you rather be? So if you're here, come and say hello, or at least enjoy yourself and try and make some money. As usual, the Aiden horses outlook the competition, as you will see right now. So ciao, ciao, and see you at the races.
Sure, bad coffee.
Are they talking about us? Shh. Wait. Are they talking about us? I think I heard Past the Wire. Past the Wire TV. They are talking about us. Often imitated, never duplicated. We are everywhere.
You know, I say it every year, and I'm almost tired of saying it, but the Aiden's Army, the Aiden O'Brien contingent, which now includes the Danaka and Joseph O'Brien horses, they always outlook the competition, and they run to it as well. This year, led by ARC runner-up Mini Hawk,
906 is Mini Hawk, followed by 921, that is True Love.
And no surprises, as expected.
403 is Bedtime Story.
They look the part.
That they are joined by the Jonn O'Brien trainees there of Havana Anna at Sela.
And they can tell the difference from a baseline that you had. If you put somebody on a horse for the first time, they have no reference. You know, maybe this horse does the X, Y, and Z, but if it's
well advanced physically.
You know, that's normal behavior. But it's really quite very impressive how well behaved these horses have been out on the track, gone back to the starting game. That's enough.
O'Brien trainees joined by the Jonn O'Brien and Joseph O'Brien trainees, getting ready to come by breakfast at the Breeders' Cup. The Lion and Winter leading the way. There goes Aiden's Army. The Bedtime Story Mini Hawk, Stab, Beautifying Precise, Brussels, Mission Central, and True Love. All for Aiden O'Brien, joined by Atsila.
If you're betting horses and not watching these shows, you gotta be freaking crazy. Capiche?
You're watching Past the Wire TV.
Knowledge. It isn't free. You gotta pay attention.
And ladies and gentlemen, we direct your attention to the winner's circle for a very special presentation. Representatives from Handicapping for Horses, along with professional handicapper Jonathan Stetton, are proud to support the work of the Thoroughbred Aftercare Alliance and Old Friends. Accepting the check for the inaugural Handicapping for Horses event this past summer at Saratoga are representatives from the Thoroughbred Aftercare Alliance and Old Friends. Gulfstream Park welcomes Michael Blowen, Jonathan Stetton, Kelly Stovey, Jim Rhodes here this afternoon. Since 2012, the TAA has awarded more than $17.2 million to accredited organizations. Handicapping for Horses looks to make their Saratoga Springs event larger and raise money for Thoroughbreds Aftercare year after year. Once again, thank you to Handicapping for Horses, Jonathan Stetton, and welcome to Old Friends and our friends at the TAA. The Rainbow Six and race number 5 up next.
And they're off in the Kentucky Derby.
You're watching Past the Wire TV, the biggest races at the best tracks. From the Kentucky Derby to the Breeders' Cup. The best horse racing coverage is right here on Past the Wire TV.
in motion, reshaping the sport's greatest tradition, channeling the legends of his line and surpassing them. 4 of the last 6 Derby winners carry his genes. A Golden Son, a Horse of the Year. Another chapter written beneath those iconic spires. Derby dreams fulfilled for the titans of our industry. From authentic to sovereignty, a legacy both real and supreme. Into mystery.
PacePoints is a sophisticated algorithm developed to help handicappers accurately recognize key aspects of a race. Specifically, who will be running fast early and who will be closing fast late. Pace makes the race, and now you can have even complicated pace scenarios projected accurately right at your fingertips. What sharp player wanting every edge wouldn't want this? Exactly, none. Although the algorithm based on fractional times and incorporating other key factors is complex, the information is presented in both an easy-to-read and understand format. Try PacePoints and elevate your game and chance of success to a state-of-the-art at the highest level. You can find PacePoints at Past the Wire.
Dan Oman here with some exciting news. DRF Formulator, the gold standard in past performance information, is now free, exclusively on DRF Bets. Join DRF Bets with the promo code WINNING, get a $250 first deposit match bonus, a $10 free bet, and free Formulator already uploaded to your account. Access Formulator's premium features, including sortable trainer stats, race replays, personalized trip notes, and lots more. Free Formulator, exclusively on DRF Bets.
Often imitated, never duplicated. If you ain't smooth, you ain't never gonna be a smooth operator.
Here comes journalism, here comes sovereignty, and they square off, heading to the final front. Sovereignty wins the Derby!
You're watching Past the Wire TV. Hit that like button and subscribe to Past the Wire TV. Nobody does it better.
Are they talking about us? Shh. Wait. Are they talking about us? I think I heard Past the Wire. Past the Wire TV. They are talking about us. Often imitated, never duplicated. We are everywhere. Nobody does it better.